more just like.
All right.
not about politics, it's about football.
This is a simple game.
We're going to run the ball, and we're going to pass the ball. We're just going to play football, really.
How good of a football player are you?
I just get in and try to spin it. That's all.
I just love the game.
It really is the best time of the year.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the set of It's Just Football. I'm Trevor Sikkema. That is Mike Renner, joining you guys on a Thursday morning, getting you hyped for the titanic, colossal, once-in-a-lifetime matchup between the Washington Commanders and the Chicago Bears. Here on
I thought you were going to
Thursday
say us versus the chat. I thought it was going to be the trivia matchup once again.
I mean, it actually is.
That's a better game than what we're going to see tonight.
That probably goes to what we should be thinking about this football game tonight if you immediately went to a show trivia over the actual NFL game that we wait months to get.
We did kind of have a funeral for one of the teams yesterday, and honestly, if we're going to have that segment again, we might be having a funeral for the other team here shortly.
It's true. Well, then it could be like a zombie matchup. You know, maybe I should just start talking about this as a potential zombie matchup between the Commanders and the Chicago Bears. Look, Mike just said it. It is Trivia Thursday. We're excited about it. We talked about the record yesterday. It's always the set, me and Mike collectively versus you guys watching the show, the chat. It's a lot of fun if you've never been on it before. It's a blast. I'm glad you're here for it. We've won one. The chat has won one. And we've tied in another one. So this is true rubber match right here to figure out who gets the crown and who gets ahead in the standings. We're also, Mike and I, going to debate against each other. Who would you rather have to start a franchise? Justin Fields or Zach Wilson? We're going to be going over a lot of characteristics about both those guys. Not quite a year and a half, but a year and a quarter into their NFL careers. And we're going to say who we would rather have right now if we were starting a franchise. We've also got an interview with Kevin Byard, the all-pro safety from the Tennessee Titans. He was kind enough to join us during his bye week. So Mike's going to be a jam-packed show.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I am as well. Somebody in the chat to start things off said, name the most random NFL player you can right now. Random.
That's in the NFL.
I just
the first came to mind is Johnny Carter. I don't know why.
Mine was Brody Croyle. No idea. I just I just read that and I was just like, Brody Croyle. That's it.
Johnny Carter, Cincy legend.
Johnny Carter is actually a good
one.
one.
How random is that?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, yeah. Quinn's kind of calling you out a little bit. He's number one draft pick.
I mean, but I know. Not super random.
What about Kabir Bajaj-Biomila?
Oh, Packers legend. I had a KGB jersey growing up.
I mean, you had to.
Yeah.
You had to have that jersey
before he went off the rails. Do you see the stuff about him going off the rails?
No, I don't want. No, don't bring it up.
Okay.
Don't bring it up. Off the rails. No, I don't want
Just
to.
a little bit.
No. Wait, I don't want to bring that up here on the show. Quinn, I would introduce you to the show, but you just introduced yourself to call Mike out. So I'm glad that you did, though. You got to keep us in check. But how are you feeling today, buddy?
I'm good, man. You guys ready for the question of the day? We have a question of the day in addition to the other 10 questions of the day. They were going to rock.
Okay, because of trivia. Yep.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
I wanted to slide this one in here because it's in honor of tonight's game.
Collinsworth slide or just a regular slide?
Just regular slide.
Okay.
I don't think I got that. I haven't ascended to that level yet.
The Tyler Sopchik slide or no, he just did it right behind you because I knew you couldn't see it. Okay, what is it? What's the question of the day then?
All right. In honor of tonight's game, in the PFF era, which is from 2006 to today, right now, this very second, 5 quarterbacks who have played 250 or more snaps in a season for Chicago or Washington have finished the regular season with a PFF grade north of 75. Name those quarterbacks.
5 quarterbacks played 250 or more snaps in a single season for either Chicago or Washington have finished the regular season with a PFF grade north of 75. Okay, so Jay Cutler.
Okay. Yeah, I'd probably say.
I mean, he's got to have one, right?
Yeah. My first, RG3 and Kirk Cousins were my first two.
RG3's rookie season, right?
Kirk Cousins.
Had to
have something in there, I would think.
Did Alex Smith?
That's the one I don't know.
He's methodical, you know? Like, not a lot of negative plays with Alex Smith.
The other one that came to mind was Josh McCown. Remember that one season he had with, who was the Canadian? The guy they brought over from the CFL to be the head coach, Mark Trestman. He had that 1 year with Trestman and Alshon and Brandon Marshall. I would say McCown as well. Was at 13 or 14 when that happened, where it was just ridiculous. I don't know how he played that well.
Some people are saying Kyle Orton. I don't think so.
I don't think so. Also because he was
We got a couple of
He had
votes
like 1 year in there, right? Like he got traded to the Broncos.
Yeah, but
shortly
there's a
after.
couple of people in the chat who are saying Trubisky too for like the 1 year.
I don't know.
All right, RG3. Okay, so we'll revisit this. It's question of the day, so you guys know we revisit this throughout the show, and we'll give our final answer at the end of the show. You guys can do that as well. I think Jay Cutler's in there. I think RG3's in there.
Yeah, I feel confident about Cutler.
I think Kirk Cousins is in there. So we got to get 2 more. We got to solidify 2 more before we get out of here. We got a lot of names that people are firing off in the chat. Also, just wanted to say we have a happy birthday in the chat. I want to give a happy birthday shout out to Catherine Greenway, who, it was her birthday. She said, I'm not going to be able to watch the show because it's my birthday tomorrow. I think she got birthday plans, but she got in the chat early. She wanted to say hello, so we're saying hello back. Happy birthday, Catherine. Hopefully it is a fantastic day and a fantastic year.
It was my dog's birthday yesterday. Riggins. Happy birthday to Riggins, 7 years old.
Wow, Big Rig. What'd you do? Did you get him a treat or something?
Did, yeah. I got him a birthday cake treat.
He
loved it.
You get him a steak from Jeff Ruby's?
No.
She's like a whole ass steak?
No, he got eggs though yesterday. So.
Oh, is that an eggs thing?
Yeah.
He's an eggs
He
guy?
likes eggs.
Okay.
He likes anything.
All right. That's true. Riggins is always kind of bopping around trying to get food around the apartment. All right, this is a good question. I don't even think about this the entire show.
I feel good about those 4. It's just the 5th one.
Wait, who was the 4th?
I mean, I feel good about
McCown.
And then is it Alex Smith?
All right.
Is it Wharton? Is it Taylor Heineke? No.
Taylor Heineke. Come on. I don't think it's
not
Heineke. All respect to Taylor Heineke. Well, I mean, this quarterback talk is a good segue into how we are going to kick off the show, which is pitting you and I think, against each other. Maybe not. We'll see if we end up agreeing or disagreeing. But, folks, we're about to make the walk over to the whiteboard once again to have another debate. Last time we were at the whiteboard, we were debating Jamar Chase and Tyreek Hill. And today, we're debating who would you rather start a franchise with. So this is to all of the Madden heads out there. When you do your franchise drafts, when you talk about who you would rather build a franchise around, we got Justin Fields, we got Zach Wilson. Both guys who were drafted in the 2021 NFL Draft. We've got a season and a handful of games into their NFL careers. Justin Fields picked number 11 overall by the Chicago Bears. Zach Wilson picked number 2 overall by the New York Jets. We're going to go through a couple of different categories here, okay? And I think there's going to be some nuance where we'll bring in other parts of their game throughout this conversation. But deep passing, overall accuracy, mobility, pocket presence, then we'll have a final vote of where we're going here. You guys in the chat listening, we would love to hear where you are leaning as well. As Mike and I make our arguments for and against both of these guys, you tell us. I'll check back in with Quinn since I got him in my ear, and I'll hear what the chat is thinking. We're starting off with deep passing, Mike. Talk to me about deep passing between Zach Wilson and Justin Fields.
It's tough, right? Because this is kind of the calling card of both. Like, this is why they were drafted where they were. If they weren't so prolific at BYU, at Ohio State, as downfield passers, they don't go number 2 and number 11 overall. Like, that's just a fact of life. They both have top-tier arm talent, maybe not elite arm talent, but probably just in that tier right below the big dogs in the NFL. Very much capable of pushing it to any level of the football field. But I do think I would lean just a touch from what we've seen from him in the NFL level to Justin Fields.
Gotta grab the tape. Gotta grab the tape.
I got it. It's close. So I'm going to put it like right here because they're neck and neck. If you look at the stats there, I mean, damn near identical in terms of adjusted completion. And Fields maybe had to work a little harder for his. That's obviously shown by the big-time throws there, 17. So that's why I lean Fields. But again, you are splitting hairs here as deep passers at this point in their careers.
Yep, you guys see it on the screen right now. This is since 2021, so at the beginning of their careers. This is just throws of 20 yards or more. You've got more big-time throws from Justin Fields. A little bit higher of an adjusted completion percentage, which if you watched this show before, you know adjusted completion percentage takes drops from the wide receiver into account. You know, if the quarterback makes a fantastic throw, that still counts for that accuracy in the adjusted completion percentage there. A little bit higher of a passer rating when passing deep from Zach Wilson. But I agree with you. I liked how you went like you're bringing this, how far you're bringing your name into this. I really don't have to move my little guy. I'm going to rip this at some point in this exercise. But I'm probably along the same lines, maybe a little bit more towards Justin Fields, but he does have more of those big time throws. But both of these guys do have such fantastic arms. I think they're learning how to really attack all levels of the field. Because when I went back last night, and I knew we were doing this debate, I went back and I watched a lot of their big-time throws, a lot of their deep passes over the last couple of years. A lot of their stuff is still more towards the sideline, right? And we'll get into their time to throw, how much they're sitting back in the pocket. But a lot of that stuff is either go balls deep down the sideline or it's out-breaking routes, things where they're waiting for crossers until it really crosses the field all the way and you're getting to the other sideline. Not a ton of in-rhythm, deep passing over the middle yet.
Yeah.
But I do think that we're getting there with both of these guys. I would still lean Justin Fields for deep passing right now.
I think that was probably the most encouraging thing about Wilson's first 2 games, is in that Steelers game especially. He had a couple throws where they were dig routes, timing, over the middle of the field that just he didn't have last year. Just flat out, he was not comfortable making those throws. Did that early on this season. So that's, room for improvement that we're seeing from him.
All right, next one we got here. Hopefully it's in order. Accuracy. I'm just going straight over because if not, then I'm going to rip these, and that's not good. So next category between Justin Fields and Zach Wilson, accuracy. Mike, where are you going with this?
So I am going to lean, this is another one where it's tight. Throw basis.
That's why it's a good debate. This is a good debate.
Yeah, it's tight, but I'm going to lean Zach Wilson just for purely the off-platform, out-of-rhythm accuracy. I think that's where Fields has struggled a lot. And you see him when a play breaks down or when it's not a clean first read. I do think that Zach Wilson has been better at that than Justin Fields. Justin Fields has just struggled to find, to kind of consistently hit those, consistently get his footwork when everything's not perfect around him. Zach Wilson, you still see him on the move, hitting guys in rhythm, that sort of thing.
Yeah, you guys see it right there. We've got, this is overall throws, not just distant throws. Since 2021 kicked off, adjusted completion percentage for Justin Fields a little bit less than Zach Wilson, but I wanted to put the average depth of target in there because Fields is pushing it a little bit further down the field, 8.2 as opposed to 10 from Fields. But I still agree with you. I'm going with Zach Wilson here. I think he's the more accurate quarterback right now, and I agree. There are plenty of times where, again, when I was going back over some of these guys' plays last night, there are times when it totally breaks down from Zach Wilson, and you see flashes of that BYU stuff where it's like, all right, well, first couple of reads didn't work, pressure ends up getting in his face, he's got to roll out, and he just makes that crazy kind of backyard throw, no thinking about it, and it is just absolutely in the bucket. I can't remember who, can't remember who it was that he was throwing it to. It might have been Corey Davis, but
that last year Corey Davis one.
There was the play where he was rolling out, and you've got 2 guys coming to the sideline, and you can see Zach Wilson, he's just like, no, just keep going. And he just, flicks it. And that backyard style, that natural accuracy and ball placement goes right in the bucket of Corey Davis. He probably should not have attempted that throw like that, which maybe decision-making goes into it, but I am going to give the accuracy edge to Wilson as well. So we both agree. Deep passing goes to Justin Fields, accuracy goes to Zach Wilson. Our next category is mobility. Where are we going with mobility here?
Mobility. So we toss it up. All right, mobility. Going to so this is another one. The debate's tough here because if you're talking about purely as a runner.
Tough. It's not tough.
No, if you're talking about purely what they can do as a runner.
It's not tough.
This one, it's obviously Justin Fields. Add on the run game. This is why, you don't want to give up on Justin Fields, is because he's such a weapon in that regard. Commands so much from defenses and what they have to game plan for. And then we go back to the deep passing thing. It's like you bring defenses up, and then he can kill you over the top. So he possesses that special combination that still is why, we're not going to write him off just yet. But Zach Wilson, from a escapability standpoint, is more impressive in my opinion. Things like it's ugly around him. He finds lanes a little bit better and more consistently than Justin Fields. Just combine their names there. But I do think I have to lean the pure rushing ability because it's 4.4 speed at 225 pounds is such a weapon. Zach Wilson can run. He can be an athlete, but you're not going to do it consistently. He's not big enough, and he's not that high end of an athlete enough to really want him, running QB power or stuff like that.
You see the numbers on the screen. It's not even close. It's not even close what Justin Fields is able to bring from a mobility standpoint. Now, I will give it to you. Zach Wilson is a slippery son of a gun. When you listen to people talk about opposing head coaches, when they talk about going up against Zach Wilson, one of the first things that they say is the play's never dead with this guy, right? He's got a little bit of that Aaron Rodgers to him where you think you've got everything contained and all of a sudden he's missing one pressure, now he's going to his right, and that's when he's really dangerous. Zach Wilson has that ability to him. But when we were talking about overall mobility, this one's not even close. Justin Fields is an unreal athlete, and he brings such a weapon with his legs. That play this past week that ended up getting called back that was like, what, a 60, 70-yard touchdown? I mean, who in the NFL is doing that outside of him? Maybe Kyler Murray, Lamar, right? Maybe Jalen Hurts, but Jalen Hurts is even...
think so, yeah.
Right. So this guy's in a rare category with mobility. Don't mean it as any slight to Zach Wilson's escapability, like you mentioned, the little slipperiness that he has, because it is an asset of his game, but mobility... No question about it. I'm going with Justin Fields on this one. Quinn, before we get to the last category, I'm curious, is the chat disagreeing with us, really agreeing with us in any of those three categories that we've had so far?
Deep passing was the only one that they disagreed with you guys on. They took Zach Wilson.
Okay, so they're taking Zach Wilson for sure.
Everything else.
That's why we were so tight. That's why my guy was like right here.
There are some really nice Justin Fields deep passes over the last couple of years, though. The big time throws, I think, really goes to that. So I'd push back on that a little bit. Last one, pocket presence. It's an important one, right? And this is a topic that we have said a lot of words on with these two guys as we have wanted them to improve maybe a little bit faster than they have so far in their career. What do you think about pocket presence for both of these guys here?
Yeah, this is the one where is probably the biggest gap, and neither are good at it. And neither are that good. So Zach Wilson, to me, his pocket presence still needs to improve, for sure.
Yeah.
But we've seen him, like I said, the mobility, the escapability kind of factors into this as well. We've seen him do it in the past. At BYU, his pressure to sack conversion rate was only 12.9%. When pressure came, he had options, he found answers. Justin Fields was over 25% at Ohio State. It's well over 25% in the NFL with Chicago Bears. It's gotten worse. It's been more of a problem at the NFL level. That is, to me, that's the death knell to his game right now, is how he reacts under pressure. It's just, to me, you can't operate with him at the quarterback position with that bad of pocket presence. I don't care how well you do the other things. You're just going to be hampered by it.
Average time to throw, 3.14 for Justin Fields. 3.05 for Zach Wilson. Sacks taken, not great, 54 and 48 over the last 2 years. O-line ranking, I wanted to make sure I threw that in there because I know it's the number one thing people are going to bring up when we talk about pocket presence is look at the O-line. And look, I don't know why I said it in that big dumb voice because it's true. The O-line has been terrible for both of these guys, but just like you had a cop-out answer with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle last time we did this whiteboard debate, I'm also copping out.
Yeah.
I'm going with a cop-out now because I'm going right down the middle with this one. This is an area of these guys' games that has to be drastically better, man. Now, I think that Zach Wilson has been better at it as of late. I really do. I think the last couple of weeks have been some nice improvement, and there have been times when Justin Fields has shown a little bit of that Jalen Hurts progression, where when Jalen Hurts came into the league, and I think that this is a common problem that you see with a lot of quarterbacks who have an advantage when it comes to mobility at the college football level. You make either one read or you make your second read, and then boom, you're taken off. Normally there's a rushing lane somewhere. The defensive line can't hold the point of attack. Whoever they have spying you on the defensive side of the ball is not going to be as fast as you. And so naturally in your head you say, okay, well, I'm going to make one read. If it's not there, I'm going to take off. And I felt like I saw that a lot with Jalen Hurts early on in his career. I don't see that now. Now Jalen Hurts is, yes, using his legs as a weapon, but he's also, when he escapes the pocket, the very first thing that he does isn't tuck the ball and run, lower the shoulder. He looks back up and he goes, do I have somebody else who there's a blown coverage somewhere?
Yeah.
I've seen shades of that recently with Justin Fields, so it makes me think that he's getting a little bit better at it, but there's no doubt, man. When pressure's in these guys' face, it's not to their advantage. Even with Wilson being as good of a backyard, out-of-structure player as he is, they don't navigate the pocket well. They're just doing that thing where in Madden, you hike the ball and you do what? You keep dropping, you keep dropping, and you just keep dropping until somebody gets open, and then you just chuck it deep down the field. That works in a video game, doesn't work in real life. And unfortunately, I think that that's where both of these guys are right now. But I'm going dead in the middle.
That is the thing you just want to see with both. And with Fields, it's like the collapsing pocket is auto run with him. It's just in his mind, and that's why I'm worried about playing behind such a bad offensive line with him, just ruining him for good, because it's hard to change that when it's happening so often. But the thing is, like you mentioned there, the amount of times you see these guys get to the top of their drop back and then climb pockets, is not enough.
It just doesn't happen.
It is
Right.
not how
Right.
the Braves of the world operate, not how the Rodgers of the world operate. So that's the worrisome thing.
Now, look, the offensive line doesn't often give them the opportunity to be able to do that, but I would like to see it a little bit more from these guys. Final vote. This is if you are starting a franchise right now, which one of these guys would you be going with? It's not even necessarily up to this point we're totally like doing a report card grade on them, but from what you have seen, some progressions, all of the situation and context included of where they are currently playing. If you were just picking one of these guys, who would you be taking right now for a franchise?
I don't think I'm moving it. I'm keeping it there.
Okay.
I had him higher pre-draft.
Okay.
He was 2 on the board. Fields was 3. So I haven't seen enough from either to change that opinion. And truthfully, like, we've seen growth from Zach Wilson.
We have.
From year 1 to year 2.
Yep.
Justin Fields, we've seen some, and obviously the situation is drastically different between these two and what they're asked to do at the moment. But it is the worrisome thing to me is that the coaching staff doesn't even trust him. So, like, the coaching staff, and maybe that's that's the offensive line, wide receivers, but they're really not trusting him to run an offense. So that means in practice it's not looking better, and that to me is the worst thing.
I'm going with Fields, man. I'm going with Fields. I just think the ceiling's a little bit higher with Justin Fields, and these are both guys. Look, we talked at the very top. They are fantastic players when it comes to arm talent. What you would want to build around these guys, the escapability, the mobility, the big arm, everything, so much of it is there. And Zach Wilson was such a big-time playmaker when he was at BYU. I felt Justin Fields became a really good processor when he was at Georgia. Unfortunately, I think Justin Fields is broken. I don't know if he's going to get fixed in Chicago. A couple of different coaching staffs now. The offensive line has not gotten better. The offensive weapons aren't what they needed to be. The run game, yeah, I mean, they've got David Montgomery, but it just doesn't feel like a compliment to what Justin Fields has going on. I'm going to take Fields. This is very close. This is a very close debate. It was another good one like we had with Jalen Waddle and with Tyreek Hill. But as much as my co-host on NFL Stock Exchange is going to hate me, I'm going to take Justin Fields in this one. Sorry, Connor. Had to do it. Had to do it to you. Quinn, what's the chat saying?
Chat's going with Zach Wilson, 60%.
60%?
So
okay.
close-ish.
All right, close-ish.
Sort of
Close-ish with Zach Wilson. Is the biggest one still, you think, the deciding factor between everybody out there, the deep passing, a lot of people leaning Zach Wilson?
Yeah, deep passing was the only thing that they differed with you guys on.
Okay, all right. Well, two very talented quarterbacks. Hopefully, obviously, their situations get a lot better because I think the ceiling is very high from all of those guys. We teased this at the top of the show, but it is bye weeks in the NFL, which means we've got some extra time to be able to get some NFL players on the show. This week, we had the opportunity to sit down with Tennessee Titans All-Pro safety Kevin Byard, who is always a great conversation to have. Guys, check it out. All right, joining us now, we have All-Pro Tennessee Titans safety Kevin Byard here with us. What is the bye week really for you as a player? What's the most important part of the bye week?
Yeah, I mean, I would first say just thanks for having me. Obviously know about you, all about you guys over at PFF.
Only good things, right? Only good things.
Yeah, but I say, if you ask 100 people in the NFL, man, they're going to say 100 different things. But like I said, you guys do a good job in, the whole NFL use your analytics and all those type of things. So it's always good. It's always going to be some haters and naysayers. But, as far as the bye week, man, I think the bye week is just a good time just to reset the mind and a good self-scout, especially when we're looking at myself, plays that I wish I could have made, plays that I have made, things that I continue to work on, and things that I'm doing great that I continue to do. I like to have my bye week slap dab in the middle, week 8, week 9. Obviously, we have like the earliest bye week this year. Last year, we had the latest.
Look, I don't want to age you too much with this next question. I know you're not even 30 yet, but it feels like you're the vet in that secondary room with especially a lot of the younger guys. What have you seen from some of the younger guys as somebody who's been doing it for a really long time at a really high level?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that's new for me this year, being the oldest guy in the DB room. Like you said, being that I've always been the leader, but being that veteran guy, the oldest guy in the room, it's been unique, but I've been enjoying it. I think as far as how these guys have progressed, man, Christian Fulton, he's playing lights out right now. He had a bogus, in my opinion, it was a bogus pass interference call late in the game that kind of gave them that goal-to-goal situation. But he's been playing lights out, getting PBUs, having good coverage. Obviously, Elijah Moden is still trying to get healthy, dealing with some injury stuff. And I think Caleb Farley, man, he's going through some growing pains right now. Obviously gave the big play last week, and he's been kind of been shuffled in and outside, of our starting lineup. So me as a leader, being the guy that I am, and just always talking to him, telling him to keep his head up, man, this guy has an incredible talent. Number one thing to have at the cornerback position is confidence, and I think that's one thing that has to remain while he's going through what he's going through, is that confidence has to stay up there.
A lot of people have talked about the record that you guys as a team, specifically your head coach Mike Vrabel, has in single-score games. 23-11 in single-score games since he's been the head coach. That is crazy successful when you talk about games being that tight.
I mean, honestly, I think it definitely starts with Mike Vrabel. It starts with, from the top down. It starts with the coach that he's brought here, the type of way that we want to play football. On every single board that we have, whether it's around the building, the thing that our team is built on is effort and finish. That's what we're always built on. We understand that, we may not have the high-flying offenses of the Kansas Cities of the world, the Buffaloes, the Baltimore Ravens, where we're going to guarantee putting up 30 points a game or stuff like that. We're going to be in those dogfights, not necessarily every single game. We don't want to be in dogfights all the time, but we understand that that's the nature of the way our team is built. And when things aren't going our way, we're not on the sidelines, imploding or whatever, panicking or anything like that. Guys, go over there, take a deep breath, get the correction we need to make, and go out there. And it doesn't matter where they put the ball at. We get paid to play football, and that's what we want to do. So no matter what happens on the other side of the ball, we just go out there and have fun and go out there, fly around, try to make plays.
So when you came into the league, cover 3 was in vogue. It seemed like there were like 5 defense coordinators that started out in Seattle, and everyone's run the single high stuff. Now we're seeing more two high, safeties coming out of run fits. Are you a fan of the way the game's trending and put you in coverage more?
I enjoy doing all of it. Obviously, in the defense that we play, we don't just lock in on one thing. We're going to play quarters, cover 2, cover 3, fire zone this. And I've always prided myself on being versatile and being able to do a lot of different things, even just on the field, but also off the field, leadership, handling my business in the meeting room and things like that. So the more and more I can do, that's what I want to do.
This is the last question from me. I know you're a Madden guy, or at least I know that you played a lot of Madden growing up. My question is, what was your favorite Madden game growing up? Because a lot of people tell you, 06, 04, 02, 2010. Like, do you have a favorite? Do you have one that you played more than others?
That's funny because you said 02. I don't know who was that old that was playing Madden 02 that long ago. Obviously, I think was that Eddie George on the front cover?
I was going to say it was Eddie George on the cover, man. I think that was either him in 2002.
I do remember Eddie George in that, but honestly, it's funny because I didn't get my first Madden game until Madden 03, and that was when Marshall Faulk was on the cover. It's probably in between 05 and 06, and I'm going to say why. 05 was the introduction of the hit stick.
Yeah, man, amen.
And so everybody was trying to play with Ray Lewis and Baltimore. I feel like anytime Ray Lewis made a tackle, you hit stick, was an automatic fumble. And Madden 06, I think that was Donovan McNabb.
Yep.
And I want to say that was the introduction of the QB vision.
Yep.
Or was that beforehand?
No, that was 06. You got it right.
But I think those were definitely the glory days. I remember so many days of my older brother. And he used to play in his little video game chair, and it was like the TV was right by this wall. And if you're in another room, if you hear a boom, boom, he probably threw an interception. The guy high and punched the wall, throwing controllers, breaking controllers. I mean, those days were so funny. Like, we had to buy so many remote controllers to my brother would get pissed off in his franchise because he threw an interception and break the remote controller or punch a hole in the wall. So
whom among us doesn't have those stories of, you have a good franchise going and your quarterback's about to win MVP, and then you have a game where out of nowhere you throw 3 interceptions.
Exactly. And then it's so funny because then you had those times where you go out there the first quarter, you throw 2 interceptions, you're like, forget it, I'm just going to quit and start over.
Yes.
Start the whole game over.
My last question was going to be, you've picked off 25 passes in your entire career. Is there one quarterback that you haven't picked off that you really want to get one from before you retire?
One quarterback. I don't think I got Mahomes.
I mean,
then that's
I don't think I got Mahomes. So, damn, I don't think I got Brady either.
You ain't got much time for that one. That one looks like it's
so. If we play Brady, it's gonna have to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I said not a bad time to pick him off if you guys do play him in the Super Bowl. So,
and we do got Mahomes this year. So if I get Mahomes, I got some pretty good quarterbacks over my days, but obviously Mahomes is at the pinnacle of the quarterback position. So if I get Patrick Mahomes, that'll be another off the checklist.
Kevin, you are one of my favorite players. You're such a joy to watch. You're a lot of fun to watch with that entire Titans defense, and we appreciate you joining us, man. We know it's a busy time.
Absolutely, man. Thanks you guys for having me, man.
Kevin's awesome. Kevin is not only one of the best football players in the league, but obviously, as you guys saw there, a fantastic personality, a great guy to sit down and just talk some ball with, talk some Madden with, no matter what it is. Kevin's a great dude.
Big fan. He was, I loved him talking about Madden. You could tell he was deep in the Madden game growing up.
He's got the stories like all of us do. Yeah. Like I said, whom among us? Hasn't been playing franchise. And throwing something at the wall.
I was a NFL Live guy.
I mean, NFL Live was fun, but it was only the one, right?
There's two. It was like Live.
Wait, Live? You mean like 2K5?
No, I meant NFL Fever. I was NFL Fever.
Oh, I don't even know what that is.
Like NFL Live.
What is NFL Live?
NFL Fever was on Xbox. I played that a lot.
I don't even know what that is. Now you're just talking about rubbish.
I had Peyton Manning on the cover.
Peyton Manning was on the cover?
Yeah, NFL Fever.
Okay, I'm going to look this up the second the show is over because I can't do it right now because now all my focus has to be in one place, and that is taking the chat down in Thursday Trivia. Let's go, baby. The records are all even. One tie, one win for us, one win for them. You guys know how it goes. We've got 10 questions. I think 8 or 10 questions, depending. I think it's 10 questions. And we'll have multiple choice answers for each of these questions. The chat, you guys will have to vote. You can state your case in the chat. We'll give you, anywhere from 20, 30 seconds, sometimes a little bit more to come up with your answers. You guys will unify. We will have a chat answer, and then Mike and I will unify here on the set, and we will have a set answer. And at the end of it, we will give away the crown. Lyndon was the chat champ from yesterday. Shout out Lyndon. He was here in the chat early on, which means that Lyndon's vote, if anything's tied, if anything's close, his vote's going to sway it because he was the chat champ from yesterday's show. Quinn, if you're ready,
let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get into it. Thursday trivia.
So I did lie at the beginning of the show. I said we had 10 questions. We actually have 11. We have a tiebreaker.
Let's go.
So there's no 1, 1, and 2 this week.
Okay, I like it.
Somebody's going home with
I like it. Perfect. That's good producing. That's good producing.
Also, no games this week. This is just straight up PFF-based trivia questions. Okay. So it could be anything.
I don't believe you.
Perfect.
I don't believe you. That itself right there was a game. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? He's trying to get in our head.
There's no trickeration. Okay. We will never do that. Maybe.
Sounds like something somebody with trickeration would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
These are straight up.
All right, let's go.
All right, first one. Travis Kelce has 7 touchdowns, which is more than 16 other teams' total touchdowns scored this year.
What?
Which of these teams has more touchdowns than Travis Kelce? Is it A, the Cardinals, B, the Browns, C, the Jags, or D, the Texans?
I would guess the Browns.
Yeah, I think B.
I think it's B. Jags have played well early on, but kind of sputtered, obviously, as of late. Their game this past weekend really didn't help them there.
I'm trying to think. Cardinals'
offense has not been what we've expected it to be.
Yeah, I definitely don't like the Jags. I mean, they didn't score.
It's not going to be the Texans.
Or the Texans.
It's not going to be the Texans. I think it's B.
I think it's B.
I think this one is B.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm not really inclined to guess the Cardinals. So we're gonna go with B. We're gonna go with B here on the set. The Cleveland Browns.
All right, you guys are going with B.
Yes.
Chat's also going with B.
Okay.
They're trailing. Maybe they've learned. But that would be a bad decision because it's C, the Jags.
No way.
Yep.
Wow.
No way.
I guess what they do? 22 week 1 they had.
No, come on. Okay.
And they didn't score. Or did they score touchdowns past week?
I didn't think they did. Wasn't it like 13 to 6?
Yeah. And then I'm trying to think the other game.
Oh, they had okay.
Which one am I forgetting?
They had 22 the first week. They had 24 the next week. They had 38 against the Chargers.
Oh, it was the Chargers
38
game that I fucking missed. I'm an idiot. Yeah, that one.
Man. Nope. And then 21 against the Eagles, no touchdowns. That's okay. That was trickeration.
Well done.
That was trickeration.
Starting off 0.
Man, okay, over. Both of us over. Browns got 75% of the vote from the chat. Jags got 20%.
Wow. We need to come out and say an answer confidently like that, and then immediately pivot at the end.
Michael saying I knew it was the Jags. God. They scored 4 against the Chargers. That really does it.
That doesn't. That'll help.
Elliot doesn't want to talk about the trailing as strat. He said it's trash. They're not trailing us. All right. What's the next one?
All right. Next one. Which of these tackles has the highest PFF pass blocking grade at 87.8? Is it A, Andrew Thomas, B, Lane Johnson, C, Tristan Wirfs, D, Laramie Tunsil, or E, Trev? Close your laptop. No cheating.
I'm just trying to look at the chat. Trying to look at the chat to interact with the show. All right, fine. You've got to then tell me everything that's going on with the chat. I'll close the laptop. The laptop is closed. Trying to host the show.
Andrew Thomas is the highest grade tackle in PFF. according to PFF.
He said no trickeration.
Yeah.
It's not Tristan Wirfs. I don't know anything about Laramie Tunsil's grade. I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. I think he's A or B.
I thought it was actually Tristan Wirfs.
Did you?
Yeah. I think it's actually Tristan Wirfs.
What makes you think it's Tristan Wirfs? Because I've done...
He's allowed like 2 pressures all year. I think it is.
I've done, so we do a little transparency here. We do these promotional things for NBC every week. And
This is his run blocking grade.
I've been able to do the Bucks every single week, and I don't remember his grades being that high.
I think his pass blocking is.
I'll go with you.
I want to say C.
Okay, I'll go with you. You seem very convicted here with C and literally nothing else. So we'll do it. We'll go with C.
You guys are going with C, Tristan Wirfs.
Yeah.
Chat's going with A, Andrew Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually B, Lane Johnson.
Oh. Well, we were all wrong.
Shout out Abelfett, though. He got it right.
Shout out Abelfett for getting it right. I knew it was A or B.
Somebody's got to get on the board.
I shouldn't have told you that. My bad. Yeah, what are we, 0-2? Were we both 0-2?
Yeah, over 2.
Over 2. All right. You look, when I walked into the door, Eli was like, trivia's kind of tough. Trivia's kind of tough today. Like, with the guesses that you would think that it is, and it's kind of something that's not, even though it's not trickeration, like Quinn says. I still think it's bullshit. All right, what's the third one? Let's go. Let's move on. We got to get in the win column here.
This is not bullshit. This is just straight up. Who leads the NFL with 9 contested catches? Is it Mike Williams, Nico Collins, Michael Thomas, or Alec Pierce?
It's got to be Mike Williams.
Right, it has to be.
It's got to be.
He had like 5 in one game.
Yeah. Every single Mike Williams catch is a contested catch.
Yeah.
It's not Michael Thomas. He hasn't played enough.
Alec Pierce
maybe.
Caught enough passes, right? I mean, he has had a lot of contested, but
yeah,
he only has like 16 catches probably on the year, right? He had
all 16 of them are contested.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything would convince me to go anywhere other than Mike Williams.
It's either A or D.
Yeah.
I don't think Pierce has caught enough passes. I agree. It's probably.
It'd be insane if he had.
If we're wrong on this one, then I guess we just got to tip the cap to Alec Pierce. But we're gonna go with A here on the set. We're gonna go Mike Williams A.
You guys are going with A.
Yeah.
Chat also overwhelming favorite A, Mike Williams, and it is Mike Williams.
Dub.
That was
Dub.
easy. That's their whole offense.
Yeah.
Right.
Get up to Mike Williams.
Right.
A hitch to Mike Williams with the guy behind him.
Hit your go.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all he's running.
And it's not working.
Well, I mean, like it sometimes
Kinda
works.
works, yeah.
Sometimes works. You got Justin Herbert, so it's kind of working. But they do need to diversify that passing offense a little bit more. All right, fourth one. What do we got here?
All right,
1-1.
Question 4. These are more team-based questions.
Okay.
For this next batch. What is the only defense in the NFL without an interception? Is it the Giants, the Commanders, the Saints, or the Chiefs?
Lord knows it's not the Chiefs.
Big sixer.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of picks for the other teams. Commanders picked off Trevor Lawrence week 1. Oh, fuck, I shouldn't be saying this out loud.
Damn it.
But that happened.
Just think it in your head.
I know.
New Orleans picked Jameis in practice. So we obviously, I mean, we can, you obviously didn't want to say that out loud, but it's C or A.
It is. Racking the brain here.
I mean, the Giants have to have turnovers, right? There's no way they're where they are with no turnovers. None? We're talking 0 interceptions? There's no way the Giants are 4-1 without an interception.
I'm trying to think of who it was, or who has. I want to say Xavier McKinney. Or am I crazy? I do like C though. I'm trying. The New Orleans Saints. I just can't think of.
Didn't get one
Wait,
of
did
Brady.
Tyron get one? Tyron got one on like a cover 2 play. Oh, he jumped
did.
around.
He did.
Yes,
It's
he
A.
does.
Yeah, it's A. It's A. It's A. It's A. It's A. It's A. Lock it. Lock it. Lock it. Lock it. Lock it. Lock it.
All right, you guys are going with the New York Giants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chad is also going with the New York Giants.
Damn it.
And it is the New York Giants.
Yeah.
What was the-
That was good. That
They
was
lost Lou Anarumo from that DB's room, and everything just went to shit.
Lou. Shout out Lou. Incredible job with the
Who's that
Cincinnati
against
Bengals.
that Tyron
now.
Matthew had that pick?
Yeah, it was sick. You saying that
Was it
immediately.
Cousins?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't remember. What
Yeah, it was Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
It was the Kirk Cousins one in London.
All right.
It was early on. I remember tweeting about it. It's vintage Matthew.
That was a nice one.
I couldn't even remember. I don't even remember my tweets now. They're just so great, so numerous. Okay, what's the next? 2-2.
Yep, 2-2. All right, which team has the most total pressures so far with 128? And remember, we talked about it on the show yesterday. Total pressures is sacks plus hits plus hurries. Is it Dallas Cowboys, Carolina Panthers, San Francisco 49ers, or Washington Commanders?
No. It's the Panthers. They should fire Matt Rule.
Yeah.
It's gotta be the Cowboys, right?
Oh man, I'm not sure.
Lawrence has so many pressures.
Yeah.
Parsons has so many pressures. Armstrong's been playing well. Galmore's been playing well.
Yeah, it's A or C, right? I think.
Yeah, right. Bosa leads the NFL in pressures, though. He's got 31 on his own.
Yeah, I do like A. They've been. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
It can't be Washington, can it? It can't be.
They're insane.
That would be topical, though,
Yeah.
for them to throw this one in here for Thursday Night Football. Make everybody remember what's an actual strength of the team.
I like A.
I like A as well. Let's go A. We're going A. We're going A.
Lock it.
Chad's going with A as well,
Okay.
and it is A.
No.
DeMarcus Lawrence and Michael Parsons have just been
Too many.
tearing
Yeah.
it up.
Right. Too many
Tearing
pressures
it up.
there.
That one was kind of a layup.
Wait,
3-3, right?
3-3, yeah.
Right. Okay.
And remember, we do have a tiebreaker, so
Yeah. This is dangerous.
sudden death dodgeball if need be.
Yeah, but what if we're still tied through 11?
Oh no, is it like a number tiebreaker, closest to type of thing?
Oh.
I don't know.
Look at Tyler's
scrolled
face.
that far
Look at
down.
Tyler's face.
Most embarrassing thing ever. A tie is a tie.
Maybe you guys can arm wrestle or something.
Okay.
One can
Have you seen that guy
represent
on TikTok who does the arm wrestle thing?
Oh yeah, I have.
And he's like-
he walks people through arm lock.
And he's like, I mean, like he's big. Don't get me wrong. He obviously could like beat the shit out of me, but like he's not that big, and he goes up against like these giant guys with these huge biceps and forearms, and he like beats him.
I wonder if those are staged. But yeah,
Oh.
that was my.
I'm with you. As somebody who thinks everything in life is staged because there's too much money to lose
to,
for it to
yeah.
not be staged, could be staged. All right, what's the next one?
All right. Which of these young stars did not make the list of the top 5 highest graded defenders aged 25 and under so far this season? Is it A, Jack Jones, B, Jeffrey Simmons, C, Cam Curl, or D, Nick Bosa?
This one's a throw for a loop. Jack Jones is in the 90s right now. It's not Jack Jones.
It's without a doubt not Jack Jones. Jack Jones has a PFF grade of 90.4. Overall
He
grade.
had 2 nasty picks already.
He is playing unbelievable. This guy's footwork is nuts.
Yeah.
You know what? I was talking about it yesterday on the NFLSC pod. We all made fun of the Patriots because it seemed like their draft board was like 13 total players, and yet they still get Jack freaking Jones in the 4th round. You know? Mm-hmm. Wild. Bills just at it again. And I don't think it's Jeffrey Simmons. Jeffrey Simmons is playing way too well.
I mean, they wouldn't throw Cam Curl if he wasn't there, right? Or
I think it's Nick Bosa.
I lean D, Nick Bosa as well.
Which of these young stars did not make the list of the top 5 highest graded defenders aged 25 and under so far this season?
Yeah, I think D's.
He said no tricks.
I don't know if it's a trick, but
I think it's D.
yeah.
I actually think it's Nick Bosa.
Let's lock it in.
All right, let's lock it in. We're locking it in.
D.
Before we reveal
Final
the answer, I love how Mike goes into like his actual trivia voice.
Yeah.
Like the people at the table next to him.
Well, yeah, because it is.
That is
like,
the
No,
thing.
yeah, you gotta be like
Yeah.
discreet about it
You-
so that people don't copy your answer.
You hear the
Exactly.
question, then you're just like, oh, I think it's this. I actually think it's this. this.
I do start whispering. That is honest. I didn't even notice that, but I am whispering out of habit.
That's a good call out. Good call out right there, Quinn. All right, we're going with D, Nick Bosa.
You guys are going with D. Chat's going with C, Cam Curl, and you guys just took the lead. It's Nick Bosa.
Let's go! The laptops are closed.
Completely.
There's no collusion. Taking the lead, baby. Love to see that. It's like we look at grades. It's like we do our jobs every day. Okay. All right, taking the lead. How many questions we got left? Where are we here?
I don't know. How many questions in are we? 6 questions in.
All right, so we got 4 more, potentially a tiebreaker.
That's correct.
We're up 4-3.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yep. And this next batch is like history-based questions.
Ancient history. Get my quarterback off of there. What are you doing? Tom's gonna play till he's 50. Can you not?
I'm sorry, that was too far.
Okay. All right. Let's go. What's the ancient history question?
Which defender is not in the top 5 in sacks since 2019? Is it A, Myles Garrett, B, Trey Hendrickson, C, Shaq Barrett, or D, Max Crosby?
There's no way Quinn put this up there for it to just be Trey Hendrickson.
Because he's like the sack man. He's like the guy, quintessential guy.
He just gets sacks.
More sacks.
Yeah, he just gets
the
sacks.
Edge bender.
Top 5 too.
You know who I like on this? I like Max Crosby. Shaq Barrett, 2019 was like his
20 era was the 19 and a half year.
Yes, so that bumps him up a good deal. Crosby was, not really Crosby until 21, not really dominant. Now he was still productive.
Right. I think
21 was not
also think
sack
it's
production, right?
Yeah.
Garrett's been.
It's just a lot of pressures.
Yeah.
There's no chance it's Myles Garrett. That's not even a conversation. I mean, if it is, I'll. I don't know how to do.
I feel like
I don't
it
know.
might be Myles Garrett now. What you give there?
There's if it's Myles Garrett, then I'm just gonna concede this question. It's fine.
Yeah.
I would be tempted to say Shaq Barrett because he has been, I don't want to say underwhelming, but certainly you have that 19 and a half sack year, and he has had nothing close to it since. But 19 and a half sacks is still 19 and a half sacks.
That gives you a good cushion over
I think it's Crosby. I think Crosby is a pressure guy. Not like now. I don't mean to say that he can't get sacks now, but I feel like over the last 3 or 4 seasons, he has been more of a pressure guy than someone who has filled up the stat column. So we'll go Max Crosby. Go Max Crosby here.
Chat's going Max Crosby as well. You guys are both right.
There we go. Keeping the 1 shot lead. Sheesh. All right, what's next?
All right. 5-4?
Yep.
Yeah, 5-4. Patriots cornerback Jack Jones is currently the highest graded rookie starter on defense.
Oh, boy.
Since which player? Is it A, 2018 Derwin, B, 2021 Micah Parsons, C, 2020 Chase Young, or D, 2019 Nick Bosa?
I'm probably going to have to lean on you for this. This one's tough. Did Parsons grade? It's so hard for me to think that Parsons could be graded that high because there's so many categories that go into linebacker. Same thing with safety. Like, I know Derwin's 2018 was amazing, but
I don't think he was over 90.
Right, like you've got to have it in coverage, in pass rush, in run defense, in.
I don't think Chase Young was over 90 either. Bosa, I honestly think it's Parsons. I do think it's Parsons because he had like a 93 point. He had the highest pass rushing.
We did talk about him for Defensive Player of the Year, but still, man. There's so many categories for a linebacker to be good at.
I think I'd like Parsons. If not him, I'd honestly probably go Chase Young. Would be who I'd probably
You think?
Yeah. But I don't know. You have a great handle.
I don't remember Chase's grade being that high. I remember him having a really good start to his career, but I don't remember it being that high. Whereas I do remember us having Defensive Player of the Year conversations about Micah Parsons last year. And we wouldn't have done that if his grade wasn't really high, even outside of just like what we're seeing on film and stats. So Parsons.
Yep.
Let's go B. Micah Parsons.
Both of you guys are going Parsons.
Yep.
And it is Micah Parsons.
There we go. Good pull, Mike. Good pull.
That's not really ancient history because that was last year. But
I thought you said no tricks.
I mean, the PFF.
What happened to that?
The PFF era only goes back to 2006.
Yeah.
I mean, how ancient do you want to get?
Real ancient. Pyramids.
We
Hanging Gardens of Babylon.
We didn't grade the
Roman Empire.
We graded Super Bowls like 1 and 2. I remember for just
that
like
is
one-offs.
true.
We could
if you go back in Ultimate,
talk Forrest Gregg, his grade from there. You got any questions about him?
Yeah. Which warrior led the army in the Assyrian Empire?
With the 75.2.
With KD when they made their world conquest.
That's probably Maximus
over
Decimus
Mesopotamia.
Meridius would be my guess.
Okay. All right. Let's keep going here.
Great movie.
Great movie.
So this last batch here is like name that player or
Okay.
who am I? Whatever you want to call it.
Ooh, I like this. I like this. This is good.
Okay. Who am I? 240 yards after the catch.
Name that Pokemon.
That's great.
We didn't get the actual video. We fucked up there.
It's Pikachu!
That is Pikachu. I know that one.
All right, keep going. Sorry.
So there's a running back. 240 yards after the catch, which ranks first. 125 yards after contact, which ranks first. And an 80.4 receiving grade, which ranks third among running backs. Is it Lenny, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, or Saquon?
This is just this year, right? It's not like going back any further. I'm not missing that?
Yeah, it's just this year.
Okay.
Yeah, we're past ancient history.
Okay.
We're living in the moment.
I believe I know who it is.
I'm tempted to say Lenny. You believe you know who it is, but you're not going to say?
I'm going to give it away.
Okay, all right, okay.
Where are you, Lena?
Lenny has actually had a lot of work in this area. They've leaned on him a lot for this. He led the Bucs in targets 2 weeks ago and receiving. Or it might have been this past week. Can't remember which one it was. But there was at one point where he led the Bucs in attempts, rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, targets, catches, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns, all in the same game. So I know he's got a lot of work in that regard. Haven't really heard anything about Christian McCaffrey, if I'm going to be honest with you. Austin Eckler has obviously come on fire their last couple of weeks, so I think that could really help things out. Saquon, I feel like Saquon hasn't been used as much of a receiver as I thought, but maybe I'm just having a blip in my memory. The yards after contact, I think I could check off with him. I don't know if his receiving grade is all the way up to an 80.4 though. That's where I've got reservation that it would be Barkley. I feel like I would lean either Fournette or Eckler. What do you think?
I'm pretty sure it's Eckler.
Okay. The last couple of weeks, he's had some insane production, so
yeah,
I don't think Lenny's that ahead.
And also, every Eckler catch, to 240 yards after the catch, is like a swing.
Oh, yeah.
He's like 3 yards, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and every time he catches the ball.
It's good. It's good thought process. All right, Austin Eckler. That's what we're going with.
Chat's going Austin Eckler as well.
Yep.
And it is Austin Eckler.
All right, there we go. What is it, 7-6?
Yep.
7-6.
Yep.
One question lead. Let's go.
Last one.
Can the chat tie?
Yeah.
Can the chat tie, or do we take the crown back for a week? Whole week of bragging rights. Let's go. Last question.
Yep. Same thing. It's a who am I?
Okay.
Who am I? 11 big-time throws, which is second among QBs. 10 passing touchdowns, which is fifth among QBs. And 10 turnover-worthy plays, which is the second most among QBs.
I know this.
Is it Carson Wentz, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, or Lamar Jackson?
I know this. I know what the answer is. It is indeed. It is indeed. I don't want to start talking about it because
I didn't realize T-Law had that many touchdowns, but I guess he does. Yeah, I mean, we just found out they scored more than 7, so he has.
That's true. That's true. We did not believe that. I think we got this. I think we got this in the bag. I think we got this in the bag for us to keep the crown for a week. But
should we lock it in?
I think we lock it in. How long's the show going?
Yeah, we can lock in.
Oh, we're way over. We're way over. Okay. We're going with A.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz.
Chad's going with Carson Wentz.
Topical Thursday night football, baby.
Well, and I was going to be disappointed if you guys didn't get this because I believe you outlined these exact stats in your eulogy yesterday.
I did. That's why. It is Carson Wentz.
If you would have forgot that.
Yeah. When you started listing those off, I was like, I've actually read those exact stats before. Not too far away. All right. We did it. Chat champs, baby. They're not chat champs, trivia champs. We can't be the chat champs. We can't be both. Trivia champs for the next week. I'm opening my laptop back up. I want to see it.
Should we get the tiebreaker?
Where's the complaining? Come on. Tell us we're cheating somehow. Rigged. There it is. Coltrane 92. Rigged. JM. Rigged. Daniel Sauter. Rigged. We're just taking this trophy all the way back.
There really does, I will say, going to trivia, the best response, like the most gratifying thing someone can say to you is you cheated. It's just like, yes.
Sure.
You just don't get it. You just don't get it. We live for this.
I love that you guys just say rigged afterwards. Yeah. It's honestly, like, no troll aside, this is fantastic. I always enjoy the trivia segments that we have here. Hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. You got to bring your A game next time.
Yeah.
Take the crown from us. Next week, you know where we're going to be. We're going to be right here on Thursday. We're going to be right here on Thursday for you guys to be able to take the crown back from us once again. Let's talk about this Thursday night football game real quick before we get out of here. You got some best bets. Let's talk spread, over, under, and a favorite prop bet as of right now. Washington, the road team, favored by 1. The over under for this one is 38. And then who you got as a prop bet?
I am going to go Washington to cover that massive 1-point spread.
Bold of you.
I know, on the road. I'm going under the 38-point total. Whenever you get a total under 40, I always like to go under. I like the awful game. It means like these two teams are not expected to be scoring points. I like it when just rooting for the worst football then. Rooting for nothing to happen. So I'm rooting for an under here in this one. And then that also transitions to my favorite player prop, which is Darnell Mooney under 3.5 catches. He's done the over of that once this season. Bears don't even like to pass the ball. So, yeah, under 3.5 receptions.
I also have Washington covering that one that 1 point. You guys can see the PFF app right there. If you don't have it, if you got an Apple device, if you're watching this on an Apple device, or if you got one in your pocket, go check out the PFF app. If you don't have it already, search PFF, Pro Football Focus, and you get to see beautiful things like that right there, which will outline the best bets that we have for Thursday Night Football and every other game that we have throughout the NFL's weekly schedule. It'll also give you, if fantasy football is your thing, we got all the fantasy football stuff. Whatever you go to PFF.com for, honestly, you can instead have it right in the palm of your hand in an aesthetically pleasing way. So you guys see the app right there. I'm going to go over 38. Just way too low, man. 38?
Pretty low.
Come on. We got to get more than that.
Yeah.
I just took Justin Fields over Zach Wilson. We got to get over 38. Come on.
Yeah,
come on. We need it at this point. And in the spirit of that, I will also say that Justin Fields hits over his player prop of 168.5 passing yards. Green Line likes that one. We've got the edge on that one, so I feel like I kept it topical there. There we go. That's the show.
I'm still buzzing off of trivia, I'll be honest. I don't know.
You always love it. This is your favorite show of the week.
I do love trivia shows.
This is your favorite show of the week. Well,
I make sure not to prep intentionally for it. Like, I don't want to be scanning grades to like think about it. I just want it to be organic, and it is. And so the win feels better that way.
I'm going back and I'm reading some of the comments from trivia. Patrick was talking about screen peeking. You remember screen peeking when you'd play one-on-one video games against like a sibling or your friend or whatever? What game do you think of, real quick before we get out of here? When you hear the term screen peeking, I immediately think of GoldenEye 007.
Oh, yeah.
That's the first one that I think of.
Yeah, Halo 3, because I played so much
Halo 3 is a good one.
That it did behoove you to screen.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
It was, we used to, we would have, my friends would bring over other TVs just so that
you could play in the other room.
And you could
100%.
not screen.
Have to. You got to keep the integrity of the game alive. I forgot, question of the day. Let's answer the question of the day. Can we throw the question of the day back up there? Make sure that we get this. We got our final answers. We need 5 here. In the PFF era, 5 quarterbacks who have played more than 250 snaps in a season for Chicago or Washington have finished the season with a PFF grade north of 75. Name those quarterbacks. I think we're going with Robert Griffin III, we're going with Kirk Cousins, we're going with Jay Cutler, we're going with Josh McCown, and who's the fifth?
I was trying to think who was like Washington's quarterback prior, like 2006 to 2011, like before RG3. I literally can't even remember who was under center for them back then. Was it, who did they draft in the first round, like mid-2000s? Ramsey? No?
Yeah.
Is it him? Or Campbell, Jason Campbell.
Jason Campbell. Yeah.
No, there's no way he had over 75 though, right?
I'm going Mitchell Trubisky for the fifth one.
Yeah, okay,
Trubisky?
I can go.
I'll go Trubisky.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I can do Trubisky. I'll do Trubisky. Sure.
Okay. All right.
Lock it in.
What's the answer?
You guys got 4 or 5. Last one was Brian Hoyer.
Oh, somebody just said Hoyer.
79.8.
Caden.
Damn it.
Caden got all 5. Caden said Hoyer, Cutler, RG3, Cousins, McCown.
Damn it.
Wow.
Hoyer.
Big shout out, Caden.
Well done.
Good pull there with Brian Hoyer. Quite literally, never would have guessed it. Do we have a chat champ today for trivia? Anybody carrying it today?
TJ Sumigray.
Ooh, there he is.
He was gassing everybody up.
Okay, all right.
Which we like.
TJ Sumigray, he also said Campbell while you were trying to think of other Washington quarterbacks. So that just shows me that TJ's been on top of it all show long. TJ, you are our chat champ here for Thursday on It's Just Football. Make sure you're back in the chat tomorrow for Friday to lead your troops, to lead the people. If there's ever a split in the decision here on the desk or in the chat, we need you and your leadership there as the chat champ wearing the crowd. Thank you so much for watching It's Just Football today. This is always a lot of fun when we get to do these things. Make sure you enjoy Thursday Night Football. And make sure you tune in tomorrow at 11 a.m. as we recap what a riveting game this is going to be, manifesting, knocking on wood, doing everything that I can to make sure that it's a good football game. We're going to be back to talk about that and what we're going to see on Sunday through the rest of the NFL slate tomorrow, right here at 11 a.m. I'm Trevor Sikkema for Mike Renner. For everybody in the production suite, we'll see you guys then.
It's not about politics, it's about football.
This is a simple game.
We're going to run the ball, and we're going to pass the ball. He's just going to play football, really.
How good of a football player are you?
I just get it and try to spin it. That's all.
I just love the game. It really is the best time of the year.